This is Don Cash, a beloved billionaire adored for his boundless generosity and praised by every soul who ever crossed his path. He built homes for widows, funded education for the poor, and rose to become a national icon. But what the world didn't know was chilling. Behind the facade of wealth and goodwill lay a deadly, dark secret. Don Cash had sealed a covenant with evil. He lured innocent girls and sacrificed them in exchange for more power and riches. Now, he has been handed his most sinister task yet, to turn a virgin, homeless girl into a tuber of yam for ultimate power. But this time, will he succeed, or will truth finally catch up with him? This is a story about deception, divine justice, and the indestructible power of an innocent voice. So sit back, relax, and grab your popcorn, because what you're about to witness will shake you to the core. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on your notifications so you never miss another powerful story. In the heart of Lagos, where the rich flaunted diamonds and the poor fought for crumbs, one man stood above all, Don Cash. He wasn't just rich, he was legendary. His mansion stretched from Banana Island to Victoria Garden City. His fleet of exotic cars rolled down the streets like royalty. On social media, he was worshipped. Men envied him. Women idolized him. Children waved at his convoy like he was a king. They called him the man with the golden hand, because everything he touched turned to gold. He donated to orphanages, paid off medical bills, sponsored widows, built schools and entire villages. To the world, he was the ideal man, every mother's dream son-in-law. But behind the charming smile and diamond-studded wristwatch was a monster. Not even his wife knew the truth. Hidden deep within their 12-bedroom mansion was a room locked behind 3 layers of solid iron. No one was allowed to enter, not staff, not guards, not even his beloved wife. "It's sacred," he'd whisper, kissing her forehead. "Only I must enter." And she never questioned him. Why would she? He bought her cars, diamonds, flew her to Dubai every 3 months. Who questions a man who gives you everything? But Don Cash was not just a man of wealth. He was entangled with the underworld. Every year, he sacrificed young women to a mermaid queen who ruled a spiritual realm access through that very room. He lured naive, desperate girls, often homeless or jobless, by promising them fame, scholarships, or jobs. He would then kill them under the cover of darkness and dump their bodies by lonely highways. He did it so efficiently that no one ever suspected a thing. No CCTV, no fingerprints, no clues. Over time, whispers of missing girls, aged 18 to 30, some found with missing parts, began to circulate. Some blamed ritualists, others blamed internet fraudsters. But no one suspected Don Cash. He was too revered, too clean, too generous. No one believed that the nation's hero could be its villain. Midnight in Lagos. While clubs pulsed and streets buzzed, the real darkness began to crawl inside Don Cash's estate. All lights were off, except one. A faint blue glow seeped from beneath a black iron door at the end of the east wing. That door was different. It had no handle, no keyhole. Only Don Cash could open it using a strange ring worn on his left index finger. Everyone in the mansion knew the unspoken rule: never approach that door. Security avoided the corridor. Maids ignored its existence. Even Anita, his wife, who had survived Don's temper many times, never dared ask about it. He had told her it was his prayer sanctuary. But inside, no prayers rose to heaven. Don Cash pressed the enchanted ring against the door. A low hum began. Metal groaned. The door slid open like a vault. He stepped in barefoot, wearing only a red wrapper around his waist. His oiled body glistened under the flicker of 7 black candles. Chalk symbols covered his chest. At the center of the room stood a large basin of water, floating herbs, and a carved idol with glowing eyes. He knelt. In a voice not meant for human tongues, he spoke, "Great Queen of the River, I have returned." Silence. Then the water began to bubble. Herbs twisted. The idol's eyes glowed. A voice emerged, deep and feminine, as if echoing from the deep sea. "Don Cash, my loyal servant." He bowed. "I have obeyed. For maidens in 4 months. I seek greater wealth. Greater power. My enemies rise." She laughed. "Hungry, as always. I am ready to give more," he said. "Then listen closely," she whispered. The basin swirled wildly. A silver mist emerged. Inside it, a mermaid formed, her skin shimmered, her eyes pitch black, her wet hair like seaweed. "I will open the doors of global riches," she said. "Fame will kneel. Politicians will beg for you. But this time, I demand something special." Don Cash leaned in. "Command me, my queen." "I want," she hissed, "a pure one. A virgin. Untouched by man. She must be homeless. Her heart must still believe in kindness." Don Cash's throat tightened. "A girl like that," the queen said, "is rare. But if you find her, your name will be written in fire. Even kings will fear you." The mist vanished. The basin calmed. Candles dimmed. Her voice returned once more. "Use the ring. Touch her forehead. She will turn into yam. Bring her to me. But beware, if she speaks, the spell will break." Silence. Don Cash exhaled hard, stood, and left the room. Passing a mirror in the hallway, he glimpsed his reflection, and for a second, his face was not his own. It was hollow. Gray. Sinister. He blinked, and it was gone. Back in the bedroom, Anita stirred. "Where were you?" she mumbled. "Praying," he whispered. "For our family." She turned over. Don Cash didn't sleep that night. He sat on the bed, bathed in moonlight, already plotting how to find the girl who would complete his final mission. Far from the mansion, under a broken street lamp near Ojalegba Bridge, a young girl named Joy huddled under cardboard sheets, clutching a torn schoolbook to her chest. She had no idea someone was already watching her. She had been chosen. Joy was no ordinary girl. Though homeless, she carried something rare: hope. After losing her parents in a market fire 2 years ago, she'd refused to turn to crime or beg full-time. During the day, she hawked groundnuts in traffic. At night, she read under streetlights or wrote poems in a ragged notebook. Her dream? To become a teacher and build a free school for children like her. Drivers often laughed at her when she spoke. "You want build school?" they scoffed. "You ain't never chop?" But Joy never stopped believing. And it was that light, that pure, stubborn faith, that caught Don Cash's attention. From his black SUV, hidden by tinted glass, Don watched her night after night. He followed her routine. 9 p.m. she'd arrive, sit under the bridge, eat a banana if lucky, and sleep on flattened cartons. By 5 a.m., she'd disappear to fetch water or clean traffic mirrors for coins. His driver, Kelvin, noticed the obsession. "Olga, why this girl?" Don replied, "She has something no one else has. She's perfect." Kelvin didn't ask again. A week later, Don Cash made his move. One rainy evening, as Joy shivered beneath her soaked blanket, a black car stopped nearby. A tall, well-dressed man stepped out with an umbrella. "Hello," he said gently. She flinched. I didn't steal anything. He smiled. I know. What's your name? Joy. I've been watching you, Joy, he said. You're different. She frowned. You're one of those people who take street girls, use them and dump them, right? I'm not stupid. Dawn chuckled. No, I'm here to help you. I want to give you a home. She blinked. I run a foundation, he continued. We sponsor girls like you. Give you education, food, safety. Joy stared at him. Why me? Because I believe in you. She hesitated, heart pounding. Could it be real? Dawn reached into his coat and pulled out a golden ring box. Before you answer, wear this ring. It's a symbol of our covenant. If you accept it, your life changes tonight. Joy shook her head. No offense, sir. I don't want magic. I just want to go to school. Dawn's eyes twitched. He hadn't expected resistance. Okay, he said, slipping the box back. How about dinner, then? Just food. No strings. Joy hesitated. Her stomach growled. Just food? Just food. She followed him. Inside the car, the warmth, the plush seats, the smell of leather, it all felt unreal. Dawn handed her a hot meat pie and juice. As she ate hungrily, he watched her face. So innocent. So unaware of the trap. Would you like to stay in a house tonight? He asked. Safe place. With bed. Bathroom. Girls like you. Joy smiled for the first time. Yes. I'd love that. And just like that, she was inside his web. They drove to a small bungalow on the island, one of Dawn's many hidden properties. Inside were soft beds, warm meals, and kind-faced caretakers, who were all part of his cult. Joy didn't know she was being prepared for a ritual. The next morning, Dawn returned with a white lace dress. For you, he said. You'll be meeting some important people. Joy looked unsure. I thought I was just here to rest. Dawn smiled. This is part of your elevation. I'm offering you a life you've never dreamed of. She dressed. They entered a limousine. But this time, something felt different. The driver didn't speak. Windows were sealed. Joy clutched her book tight. Where are we going? She whispered. To your new life, Dawn replied coldly. The gates of Dawn's mansion opened. She stepped out, nervous. Anita watched from the window, curious. Another girl? She murmured. In the ritual room, candles were lit. Incense burned. The basin waited. Dawn walked her in, holding her hand. She saw the idol. This looks scary. Don't be afraid, he said. Kneel. Just close your eyes. Joy shook her head. This isn't right. What is this place? Dawn snapped his fingers. Two masked men entered. Joy screamed. Let me go. But Dawn raised the ring. He stepped forward to touch her forehead. Then, stop, she shouted. The ring froze midair. A shockwave burst through the room. Candles went out. The idol cracked. Joy stood, trembling. But her voice had broken the spell. Dawn staggered back, ring smoking, eyes wide. No! She spoke. The ground quaked. A deafening shriek filled the air. From the basin, the mermaid's face emerged, twisted in fury. "You failed me," she howled. "You brought a voice of truth into my chamber." Don screamed as the ring burned his hand. Flames erupted. The idol exploded. Joy ran, through the hallway, past screaming guards, into the street. At that same moment, Anita burst into the ritual room. She had followed the noise. She saw everything: Don's true face, the burning ring, the shattered idol. "My God," she whispered. "What have you done?" Don fell to his knees. "I did it for us. For power. For love." She slapped him. "You did it for yourself." The mansion was raided hours later by police, tipped anonymously. They found bones, evidence, recordings. Dawn was arrested. Joy? She vanished. But 6 months later, a viral video shocked the nation. In it, a young woman stood before a crowd, dressed in white, surrounded by children. "My name is Joy," she said. "I was almost turned into yam by a billionaire. But God saved me. I'm here to build a school for the poor. And to tell my story." The crowd erupted. Joy had survived. Not just the ritual, but the lies, the pain, the poverty. She had come back stronger. Don Cash was sentenced to life in prison. Anita divorced him, gave all his wealth to victims. His name became a curse. But Joy became a symbol. Of faith. Of truth. Of divine justice. Because when evil rises in secret, the voice of one innocent girl can bring it crashing down.